Yesterday was the Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct. I live streamed them both with Katogenesis, so if you want to see our full live reactions, I'll leave a link to that stream in the descriptions and cards of the video. If you're after something which won't eat up multiple hours of your time, then this is the video for you instead, as I'm going to first be going over the stuff I found most noteworthy from the Xbox Showcase, then give an outline of what the Starfield presentation had to offer, before finally ending with the one big red flag that was shown off for Starfield. Stick around for that. So first off, we got to see a trailer for Fable, and while I'm personally not a Fable fan, I was never able to get into the games, I am a Richard Ayoade fan, and he was like the centerpiece as a guy called Dave who was a vegetable enthusiast / giant. So yeah, that seems kind of cool. Not sure if it will get me into the game or not, but I do love Richard Ayoade. There's no release date for it, so probably a while away. Next up, we have Cyberpunk 2077 with the Phantom Liberty DLC, and I actually reinstalled Cyberpunk recently to get like some Patreon wallpapers, and the game's still kind of buggy and has lots of issues, and it hasn't come a long way, so I'm dubious about this DLC. My big hope, especially with some of the lines of dialogue we get given, is that it will be like a Broken Steel style of thing, where it stops the end of the game just being like, and game is over sort of now, because I don't like that in games, and Cyberpunk did that, and I'm not really a big fan, so hopefully it gives you a way to kind of keep going and just post-endgame it sort of thing. That one we do get a release date for, which is the 26th of September, so not too long to wait, but also, yeah, there's other stuff coming up that I'll be more interested in around that time. One thing that I'm quite interested in is Clockwork Revolution, which is a steampunk FPS RPG, which, mwah, gorgeous. That is totally my thing. I've spoken before how FPS RPGs are something I'm big into, and I always want more of them, so I'm very happy this exists. It just looks really cool. There's wibbly wobbly timey wimey powers, looks like solid shooting. It's from In Exile, I believe. It should be just a really solid RPG with decent combat, and yeah, looks a lot of fun. It is being compared to BioShock Infinite. It does have big BioShock Infinite kind of vibes, even to the point where the trailer on YouTube, on the official like Xbox channel, the game it apparently is BioShock Infinite, which is, I feel like that's a little embarrassing, but also very funny. No release date for this, so probably a while before it's out. One game we do have a release date for, which I'm very happy about, is Avowed. Oh boy, this is the Obsidian fantasy RPG. I've been looking forward to this for a while. We got one trailer like a couple of years ago, and then no mention of it at all from anyone since. And yeah, it's coming in 2024, so sometime next year. Looks great from what we see. Magic system looks kind of interesting. We don't really get any real details from this game, or from this trailer, I should say. But Obsidian's got a good track record with their games in general. Like, I think it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. Got about a year to wait for it, though. And finally, from the Xbox Game Showcase, Fallout 76 had a little trailer that was mostly just, hey, the game still exists, you want to come try it out, which I think a lot of people should try it. It's actually a decent state these days. And we also got hinted an Atlantic City expedition, probably? Some expansion of some kind, some like DLC sort of stuff. No doubt free DLC, because all of their stuff, besides the horrible microtransaction-y stuff, is like free updates. But yeah, we'll be going to Atlantic City at some point, and I don't know whether or not I should reinstall the game for that. I feel like most of my 76 audience have left. But we will also leave the Xbox Game Showcase. I don't know how I managed to pronounce showcase quite that posh, but we'll go on to the Starfield stuff now, because this is a quick, fast-paced video. So I've got a bunch of bullet points I'm going to go through, and it's a lot quicker than the 45-minute presentation, which I would recommend a full watch if you do just want to see a lot of Starfield stuff. First up, there was a ton of just exploration. I think we got 2 or 3 sections which were like exploration-based. Which, you know what, it's fine. There was like a lot of scanning things as well, scanning plants, scanning creatures, scanning planets, had some very No Man's Sky style vibes with just all the scanning you were doing. I noticed there was a survey percentage for each planet you go for, and there's over 1,000 planets, so if you are looking for a game similar to No Man's Sky, I think Starfield will actually have a lot of similarities to it, which I'm honestly down for. We got to see a bit more of a character creator. The physical side of it is pretty much what you'd expect from like an upgraded version of Fallout 4 or Skyrim. Like, it looks better than both of their character creators, but nothing amazing has shown up yet. I'm always disappointed with how beards look in the character creators. I'm a guy with quite a nice beard, I pride myself on, and yeah, video game beards never look that good. That's the graphical leap I'm waiting for, when beards finally look good in video games, like all the time. More interestingly, in the character creator side of thing, we got to see backgrounds and traits, a bit more of it. We have seen them before in previous presentations and stuff, but not only do they give starting bonuses, but you'll also get dialogue with them throughout the game. So I believe at one point there's a character that they spoke to who was in need of like a beast hunter, and because you picked that background where you used to hunt big beasties, it was like, ah yes, a professional, I'm gonna get you. So that was obviously a quick into that whole quest sort of thing. And there was a Serpent's Embrace, which was a trait which basically meant you worship the serpent god thing, which there's a bunch of zealots around the universe who are obsessed with, so you encounter them, and rather than them trying to purge the heretic or anything like that, you're just like, oh yeah, serpent's totally great dude, but in a more religious, oratical sort of way, and they're like, yeah, well, you can go straight by. So I'm glad there's like some dialogue instances where these backgrounds and traits also play in, because that means it's more than just, you know, a skill or perk, which I like. One thing I want to see a lot more of is the pickpocket system. We got like 2 seconds of it, I want to say, where all we know is really it's real time. It's not like in Skyrim and Fallout 4 where time freezes and you look through the menu. We saw someone actually following a person and trying to pickpocket them. It looked like there were percentages. We see so little of it, but it's a good first sign. I hope the pickpocketing system's going to be decent, because, I mean, instantly just making it so that time doesn't freeze, I'm down with that, because that way you need to follow the person around. Hopefully you have to actually be hidden for it, like, it seems good to me. Something we saw a decent bit of were the skills, and I counted up how many skills there were. There were 82 of them, and all the ones we've seen so far have 4 ranks to them. You rank up skills by completing challenges and then spending a perk point on them. But that means with 82 skills, each having 4 ranks, you will need to level up 328 times before you get everything unlocked. Which means that 329 will be the soft cap for, like, getting everything unlocked, which, that feels similar to Fallout 4. I can't remember what Fallout 4's one was, but it was in the hundreds. So yeah, there's lots of skills to be getting. And I did take a look at a bunch of them, but first up we found out that you need to spend points on lower tiers in the 5 sections before moving on to the higher ones, so you can't instantly just get like whatever the best skill is. You need to kind of get some of the lower down ones to unlock the next row. The 5 sections of skills are physical, social, combat, science, and tech. Honestly, I think they're all going to be fairly self-explanatory. I do have some examples of skills. I had a little scour through and pausing at specific points, and I'm just going to go over a few of the skills that I noticed. There's payloads in the tech category, which is just carrying more cargo in your ship by the looks of it. It's good for if you're carrying cargo, I guess. Security also in tech, which is hack more advanced locks and get better at hacking. So hacking and lockpicking are their own, like, they're one minigame now, and it looks kind of cool. We've only seen a little bit of a hacking minigame, but it looks good. There's intimidation in the social tree, which is force an NPC to flee from you, which is level dependent, but the more you upgrade it, the better it gets. Up to you can make someone flee from you for a long time. That's 20 levels higher, I think is the top rank, which, yeah, seems actually decent. It doesn't say it's a percentage chance, so I hope that is just a guaranteed thing now, because that'll be so much better than it was in Fallout 4. There's decontamination in the physical tree. Increased chance to recover from infections naturally. We're gonna get diseased. What fun. Yeah, so that's a little hint that the planets might have hazardous environments and stuff, or enemies might be able to infect us, or there might be poison things going on, like, yeah, infections, disease, that kind of stuff. Not new, but interesting to see it mentioned. And finally I had leadership in social, which is companions gain affinity 15% faster. That was just rank 1 out of 4 of it. So this is going to be 1 for if you want to get all your companions maxed out on their relationships as much as possible, as quickly as possible. This is what you go for. They did mention there are unique companion, like, I was going to say perks, but I don't know if they said perks. They said quest lines, so there's quest lines for all of them. I wouldn't be surprised if there's perks as well. And there's romance. If you're big into companions, this is going to be something you go for. Something else which a lot of people are going to go for is the shipbuilding, which is huge. Oh dear lord, they showed off so much shipbuilding and it felt like they barely scratched the surface. So there are modular little components for it which you can piece together on your ship. You can get just super intricate with it, like, oh, I want this specific type of engine and this is going to be my onboard navigation computer, and you can get, like, granular with it if you really want to. However, you can also buy the ships in the game or steal them to get better ones, and you won't really have to worry about customizing them. So I'm glad they're not kind of doing too much of the you have to customize everything, because they mentioned how you can just like dock on another ship, kill the people inside, and then hey, you've got that ship, which I think a lot of people are going to do, kind of hermit crab playstyle. And being able to just purchase ships that are already built and stuff, all good, but if you do want to customize them, you can do so. There's a lot of purely aesthetic stuff, as well as a lot of customizing stuff. Expect full channels just dedicated to shipbuilding. And on your ship, you can crew them with your companions, because we only got kind of a brief overview of a bunch of different followers, but they have their own skills and stuff, and they can follow you around to help out. They can man your ship or man your outpost, and you get little bonuses for them doing it, so there's an actual proper reason to have them there rather than just remembering where they are, which I do like, not having to have a follower around to get a benefit of some kind from them. In general, we saw a decent bit of combat, and it looks solid. It looks good. It's designed for like multiple different builds and approaches. We saw some really good unarmed stuff, which Kato got very excited about. There was like jetpacking and throwing mines and grenades down. Lovely. Saw some snipers, some lasers, some like magnetic fancy style weapons. All just looked good, honestly. Like, I don't have too much to say about the combat other than, yeah, it looks good. Until we get the chance to play it and get a feel for it, won't know for certain. Penultimately, weapon modding. It looks more advanced than Fallout 4, which was basically scroll down to the bottom of the list, there's the best thing. This time there appears to be, as well as magazines, there's like explosive bullets, which seems like it might be a bit of a compromise. There's a maximum number of mods you can have on weapons, so you will have to decide what you're going for. Like, you can't just mod out every single section with the best thing. So it seems like it's a better version. We only got a tiny little look at it, so another thing that we'll have to wait to see more of. And finally, the thing I hate. That's right, we're ending on a negative note. This game has legendaries in it. I have complained time and time again about legendary weapons and armor in Fallout 4 and 76. I think the system sucks, and this looks like they've just taken the 76 system and put it into the game. So there's rarity on weapons and armor. I noticed there were grey weapons, blue, and orange. Blue ones seemed like they had just like one effect, so essentially a 1-star kind of weapon, which, yeah, fine. No, I still don't like it. I can't even say it's fine. But there was this one legendary item we do see, which I've got a still of. I'll be putting the still up here. It's the Incendiary Calibrated Deep Mining Space Helmet, which has the Technician effect, minus 15% damage from robots, Hacker, plus 2 max auto attempts banked while hacking, and Incendiary, 10% chance to ignite nearby attackers. Boy, that sure just sounds like some legendary effects from Fallout. Yeah, this I'm not a fan of. This I do not like. It was something I really didn't like in Fallout 4, hated in 76. It just means that when you play a character, you'll come across like potentially the best weapon or the worst weapon completely at random. It's not like you did something special to get it, it's just like, oh, here's a god tier gun. You found it in a crate. This one's literally just found in a random science crate. Nothing special about it. It's just like, oh, here's some procedurally generated loot or whatever. I probably used that term wrong. You get what I'm meaning. I'm annoyed by it. There was no mention of uniques at all, and I'm a uniques over legendaries guy. That's kind of the most sour thing in the presentation for me. The rest of it looked good, and this isn't something which will ruin the game, but it's something I don't like, and I'm scared about how far they're going with it. But hey, that was an overview of the Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you do want me to talk in detail about any part, do leave it in the comments. I'm happy to make multiple videos about this stuff. I just wanted this one as a way for those of you who didn't have a lot of time to get a quick overview of the big parts of what you missed. But as I do want to keep it quick, I will say thanks for watching, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And I already said thanks for watching. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.